Suppose I'm going to order some food, so I'm ordering a curry, right? And I think to myself, and I'm telling the waiter, look, I think I want something sweet, actually, rather sweet than spicy. And when I say spicy, I mean to say rather sweet than something that's got a lot of heat on it. I mean, you can get both. Rogan Josh is like a Rogan Josh lamb is both sweet and it's got a lot of heat. It's known for having a lot of heat on it. But okay, suppose the waiter is asking me, so what kind of sweet would you like? So we got tonight. It's in season, okay. So I really love this idea. I'm a really huge fan of season cuisine, right? And fortunately enough, the waiter is asking me, look, due to this season's produce, we got two kinds of sweet. And I go like, okay, so which ones are the two kinds of sweet? And he's going to say, so we got carrot sweet and we got capsicum sweet. Okay. And I go like, okay, yes. And he's going to say, so which one would you prefer? And I say, well, I don't know. I don't know really. Which one do you suggest? And he's going to say, well, we got both. So both are equal to us. We got plenty of those. It's just that you have to choose. So I go like, okay, so which one's best? They're both very good, he says. Which one's the most sought after? They're both equally popular, I'd say. So then, of course, it does depend on the taste. Do you like carrot sweet or you like capsicum sweet? So then I say to myself, well, they're both equally good. Do you have potato sweet by any chance? And he's gonna say, no, that's the potato is not sweet. That's kumara, what you're referring to. We can arrange a curry on that, but never mind. So it's tonight. It's only capsicum or carrot. Okay, and then I go like, so. I mean, I must choose. I must have a criterion for my choice, and both are equal. So I'm going to say, so which one's cheaper? And then the waiter is going to say, bingo, bro. This is where we're at. So fortunately enough, the capsicum is cheaper because we got more capsicum. The capsicum, we got more capsicum than carrots, believe it or not. So technically speaking, capsicum is cheaper. So if you're going to choose capsicum sweet, it's cheaper for me and it's cheaper for you. So then I go like, okay, that's fine, capsicum sweet. So I'm having my capsicum sweet buttered chicken. So this is how it works. This is what Indian cuisine is. Okay, so I hope I haven't pissed off anybody because, well, technically speaking, these are well-known facts. But what I wanted to get to is, can AI do this for us? And, well, I'm going to say that no, AI cannot do this for us, okay? So suppose I have this smart, very, very, very smart, very intelligent kitchen, but so AI, I have a computer, I have a tablet, whatever in front of me. It's giving me the proportion. So you add 2 carrots to, I don't know, you add 2 carrots to, or 2 capsicum to 3 tomatoes or something like that. It's working out the ratios. It's working out the proportions. Everything's fine. Suppose I have some very nice scales in my kitchen, so I can weigh the produce. So everything's fine, everything's all right, and well, technically, yes, but somebody will have to do the chopping, right? Somebody will have to chop the carrots. Somebody will have to chop the capsicum. So, well, it helps, but it's a prosthetic. I'm always saying this. So a computer, and even an AI driven kitchen, like the one I'm telling you about, well, somebody will have to do the manual operation, okay? And that's not a computer, okay? So it's the AI driven kitchen. Well, that's a prosthetic. It helps a lot. It helps very much. I think, by the way, I think the food that we eat, I think it tastes better these days. I don't know. I'm very happy with the taste of food these days. So it's cool. So that's what I was saying. So AI is something like an assistant to us. So yeah, don't worry, guys. Don't worry too much about that. I think computers are here to make our life better if we're smart enough not to let politics and things that have a mild connection with politics. So if we don't let politics interfere in our daily lives, then I think computers are here to make our lives better. That would be my best prediction. But yeah, I was telling you about epidemics, and well, I ended up the segment that I did 2 years ago that I presented again on my site. I ended by presenting a game that has to do with ecosystems. And well, there's a few algorithms and there's a procedure that we have to go through, and we keep running these algorithms to detect between beings that there's an ontology on that game. There's two types of agents. One of them is a human or an animal, and the other one is a parasite or an insect, depending how you wish to call them. Just don't let terminology bother you too much. It's just that this is what these beings do. So humans are the beings that go about their business as usual, and they work for their living, and in general they are benevolent creatures, while the parasitical creatures, the insects, they're the mischievous ones, and they're quite opposite to humans. So that's all there is in this terminology. Don't let the terminology bother you too much. So the question is, so in this ontology, we're running some algorithms, we're detecting stuff. So when are we halting? Okay, so this is the question that I wanted to pose. When is it that we are halting? And well, there exists a few criteria here. Okay, so I can say, okay, so I'll tell you up front, I don't know. I don't know the rigorous answer to this question. Okay, so this is a question that I don't have myself, Valentin Bura. I don't have a rigorous answer to this question. When is it that the game is finished? Okay, when is it that we can halt? And that's as any computer programmer knows, as any computer scientist knows, without a halting criteria, well, you don't have an algorithm. Okay, so there's two things you need in an algorithm. That's you need iteration. Okay, well, three things. You need iterations, you need conditionals, and you need to halt. Okay, so this is highly important. Okay, so here's a weak condition for halting. It's not rigorous, it's just a sketch, it's just something that I'm contemplating. So are you aware there's families that don't know where their kids are these days? Are you aware that there's folks that don't know the whereabouts of their parents because their parents were stranded in rest homes or something like that? And there's folks that they can't visit their relatives in in hospitals or rest homes or homes for the elderly. Okay. Did you know there's families that don't know about their relatives, they don't know where they are and stuff like that. So one halting criteria would be, okay, so I'm going to halt everything that I'm doing. I'm going to halt my activity and perhaps start a new project and do something new. So I'm going to halt when I have a yellow pages or a white pages of people in say New Zealand or Romania or any country whatsoever. I'm going to, so I'm, it's something like a population census, right? I know it cannot be done. It can't be done overnight. It can't be done easily, but it's this is the actually this is the firemen. This is how the firemen operate, right? So I can make sure that I'm able to extinguish any flames, any fire when everybody in the building is outside the building and accounted for. Okay, but this is weak. Okay, this is a weak halting condition because technically speaking, it can't be done overnight, and bad things can occur, and well, information can get lost, and we must do it smartly. We must use smart software, and yeah, it's something like a monolith. This type of halting condition, it's a monolith project, and it can fall apart easily. Okay. All right. Now, okay. So that was a very weak halting condition. Let me give you a strong one. Okay, so the strongest one I can imagine is this one. So how about I halt when the thing that we know as the dub. So I halt when the internet, the World Wide Web, is at the level of say year 1999 or year 2000. Remember the internet in 1999? Does anybody remember the internet in 1999? Pens up, please. Well, that was freedom. You know what I'm saying? That was bliss. Honestly, you could chat to people. You could foster your dreams, your fantasies. You could make friends in Canada. I had friends in Greece. I had friends in UK. I had friends in I don't know, Michigan. I had friends everywhere in 1999 on the internet. Okay, so and then okay, around comes Mark Zuckerberg, and he invents something called Facebook. And by the way, the content of Facebook is not visible from a search engine, and that already raises a problem. So Bill Gates in early 1990s, he played it perfectly. Okay, he's done a perfect game, and then come Mark Zuckerberg, and already Facebook is alternative because technically speaking, the content of Facebook is not visible from a search engine. And then Facebook was okay for a while. Everybody was mad about it. Crazy, beautiful, flourishing business. Okay, they had some issues on how to monetize, how to actually make money from Facebook, but that was not they made enough. They made enough to get by. So that was not their main preoccupation. And then somebody dressed in black. Then somebody dressed in a black suit, black tie, white shirt possibly, and black goggles comes into Microsoft Office. Let's say that person was me. So I'm dressed in black. I have black gloves on. I'm wearing a black suit, black tie, white shirt, black goggles. And I go into the Facebook office and I go like, I want to see Zuckerberg. That's fine, sir. Yeah. The The receptionist is very, very friendly to me, and the receptionist walks me into Zuckerberg's office. I go like, "Who's in charge here, mate?" And he goes like, "Yeah, I'm in charge here. I'm Zuckerberg." Now I go like, "Nah, man, who's in charge here?" And he goes like, "You, Valentin. Valentin's in charge here." And all of a sudden, nobody can speak to their friends. Nobody can connect on Facebook anymore because a guy in a black suit walked into Zuckerberg's office. Okay, so here it is. Here it is. This is the danger. I guess it's a danger of monopoly, but okay, there exists. So this is one danger of monopoly because, well, technically speaking, Facebook had the kind of monopoly on socializing on the internet, whereas chat services like IRC in the early 90s, well, there was no question of monopoly because they were kind of like modular, whereas Facebook was monolithical, right? But it's not quite a monopoly because we had we had Twitter, we had, well, what was it, MySpace, we had High Five, we had a few of those, and we still have a few of those, right? And it's not the monopoly. It's just, you know, it's informational war, I guess I'd call it. Okay, so this is the halting criteria that I'm proposing. So let's stop. Let's halt when we have an internet that's, so we have some measure, some what they call it. We have some measures, some criteria that tells us rigorously that the the World Wide Web has the level of freedom that we had in 1999. Okay, and that's when we can halt, because the rest, because when the will have the level of freedom that we all had in 1999, then the rest of the problem is solved. So we would have solved 85% of the problem when the would have had the same level of freedom as in 1999. Okay. But then you're gonna say, okay, so you've chosen Zuckerberg here. Okay, Zuckerberg is a little bit sensitive because, you know, he's Jewish, or he's half Jewish. I think he's Jewish. I don't think he's half Jewish. So people will start. I don't know. We're gonna get people. We're gonna get a lot of animosity, and we're gonna start debates that are not relevant about who's Jewish, who's not Jewish. And I'm gonna say, okay, so pick up Bill Gates then. Okay, what's happening to Bill Gates, people? It's and you're gonna say, oh, Bill Gates he's just another rich guy, right? Bill Gates is a rich guy. He's going to India. He's traveling. He's seeing places. He's funding projects. But you know, everybody presents him. So when you're a rich guy, everybody presents you things that are, you know, I mean, you hear things. If you have an ear for music, it's quite cool being a rich guy. But you know, you don't quite see the reality, right? So you go to India, you speak to the aristocrats over there, right? And they're going to present you a certain kind of reality which possibly isn't the right reality. So yeah, that's about it. So I guess if you don't like Zuckerberg, just pick Bill Gates. And I know he's rich, but on a big scale of human history, the Windows operating system is a huge invention. It's huge. It's probably as huge as the wheel, the Windows operating system. Okay, on the big scale of human history. So look, I don't know the politics. I don't know how much Bill Gates worked on that. I don't know how much of the network for the Windows operating system is his. but I know that Bill Gates is certainly capable to fix your Windows updates. He can fix. Bill Gates is so smart that he can fix your Windows updates on your machine if by any chance they stop working. Okay. So yeah, that was about it. So these are the two kind of halting criteria that I could find. Maybe you can find something in between. Okay, so when is it that we can stop this project and start doing something else? Could it be that this is the answer is never? Well, that's always in the cards, right? So then it's a continuous process that we just started here. But okay, coming back, so I'm just having my curry right now. So that wasn't a coincidence that I started speaking to you about my um, I started speaking to you about the artificial intelligence, and I started. So let's end symmetrically. So guys, don't worry about artificial intelligence too much. This is not a reason to ask to. This is not a reason to ask Zuckerberg to stand in front of the Senate again, or Bill Gates or whoever. Don't judge these things too harsh, and don't forget, if you have an AI driven kitchen, somebody must wash the dishes. Okay, that's very important. Okay, somebody has to do the manual labor, and eventually the dishes must be washed and processed properly. So yeah, don't worry about AI too much. Okay.